My name is Sandra Lamason. I'm the Executive Director of Bread of Life, a nonprofit organization that tends people and organizations by offering transformational practices. We are entering our 20th anniversary year, and it's my deep pleasure to interview Erin Maurie, who has been a board member on our team for several years. And as she's stepping down, we wanted to give her opportunity to speak to what that experience has been like. So welcome, Erin. Thank you so much for making time.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you. It is always a pleasure to be here at Bread of Life, always.
Well, let's begin by having you just tell a little bit about yourself personally and professionally.
Okay, so I was born and raised in Sacramento, lived here my whole life, and I'm in a career of communications and media and policy, so that's a very fast-paced, multitask, go, go, go world. So I'm always on the go.
Yes. I see pictures of you here and there. Very busy woman. So. And I remember a day, a number of years ago, when you walked into Bread of Life. How had you heard about us and what brought you?
I was referred from a friend because I was looking, as moving so fast, I was looking to slow down. I was looking to find me. And someone told me about Bread of Life and about the art program that you had. And so I came one day, and you were just this saving grace and so welcoming, and told me all about Bread of Life and encouraged me to come back and be part of the Spirit of the Arts program, which, looking back 5 years ago, completely changed my life.
In what way?
In a way that made me focus on me and look internally into me and look to find my spirit in what makes me tick. And just like the mission of Bread of Life, transformation, that's what it was for me. And it was scary. It wasn't easy. The first class I went to, I'm not an artist. I don't do art. And it was silent art. So for someone like me to be quiet for 2 hours and do something completely unfamiliar, it took a lot in me to come back and do it. And I did, and I looked forward to it so much, and just could see myself change over the months and years of being in that class. And the pride of me of having my artwork in my house. I have a whole wall that has every piece from the beginning to the end, and each of it tells a little story about my growth of finding me and finding time for me.
Right. We actually referred to creative process as a way of praying with your hands. It's almost like the hands can reveal parts of your soul that you don't have access to before that. And so, and those are practices that continue in Bread of Life today, although in some different forms. So you had been coming in for a while. You had been engaging these different processes, exploring more about your own journey, witnessing others doing that, having them witness you. And at some point you were drawn into a conversation about board membership. Would you consider serving on the board of Bread of Life? Can you tell me about that?
Well, I can say that I didn't hesitate for a moment and said, yes, I'll be there. And I think it was because I believed in so much of the organization. And when you like something, you just want to stand at the mountaintop and shout, this is great, it could help you. And so I felt I could be on the board and give that gift of helping the organization in the marketing and communications aspect.
Right.
And one of the greatest things of getting on the board is that I was introduced to the Dynamic Dialogue program, and that was an intensive program that taught me, again, more about myself, but the useful practices in it that I was able to apply in other parts of my life, in work, in relationships. And that was a powerful tool and a gift from Bread of Life, joining the board, so there would be this synergy with the board. I really appreciated that.
I think synergy is a really good word for it, that it's more than the sum total of its parts, and that in itself is a practice for how you hold people in a common life together with a purpose or a mission. So you came onto our board at a really challenging time of transition, and you've seen the organization in the last 5 years grow up in a lot of ways. So what would you like to say about what you've witnessed and what it was like to serve on the board during that kind of transition?
Again, I think it goes back to the mission of Bread of Life, the transformation. Being new to the board and being on the organization at a different level, it was a scary time. Change is always scary.
Yes.
But with the leadership of staff and the board, it was broken off a piece at a time and conquered. There was a perseverance that was there, a dedication, like nothing I've ever seen before, that we will persevere, we will move forward, and any challenge, and there were a lot of them that came the way of Bread of Life, they were just overcome. It was just this mountain that we kept climbing together, and it is an absolutely beautiful view from the top now.
And one of the parts of that climb has been, I think you came on when we were very small. You'd actually seen the board grow in diversity, in strength, in perspective.
And that, to me, shows that there is that passion out there for Bread of Life. And what is amazing about Bread of Life is that there is that dedication from the donors that have followed you through this process. And without them, Bread of Life would not be where it is today. But it's because they have that passion inside their hearts for the success of this organization, which just makes it that much sweeter. It's like this big Bread of Life family.
It truly is.
It really is. And I am just so honored and a better person for being part of that family.
So as you prepare to transition off in the familiar ways and yet stay connected as a part of that bigger family, what would you like to say to the Bread of Life community, to the community about Bread of Life?
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It has changed me personally and professionally. And you don't get those opportunities in life. And what I want to say to Bread of Life donors and the people that don't know about Bread of Life is that you ain't seen nothing yet. Thank you for being part of this journey, and I can't wait to see all the great things that come out of this organization. The sky is the limit, and in this beautiful new home, it just envelops the sense of growth, and it's going to be amazing. I mean, like the stars in this room, you guys are going to reach the stars.
Erin, thank you from the bottom of my heart for the gifts that you have brought us. Together we become more.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.